Look at this, y'all. Check this out. All right, so, of course, advertisement. Thank you, appreciate you. So now, book output topped 4 million in 2025. Dang, I don't have no soundbite to go boom. I should get those. I'm going to get those. I'm going to get those. All right. So, anyways, this is noteworthy, right? This is noteworthy. Book output, and then we're gonna read why in a second. I'm gonna show you why. The book output wound up reaching a big jump because people tired of paying all that money. That's half the reason why I started this channel. All that money going to them subscriptions, and we can stop that because you can get all of what you want inside of a book. Being honest with you, it's a different kind of word. You really should get inside of it. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's look at this. So the book output, let me read this. So check this out. The book output topped 4 million in 2025. So what this means is people are getting more into the books and reading because they're trying to get away from the subscription model. But I'm just gonna say it. Now look at what this book is. We'll get to that in a second, or maybe later. Who knows? All right. So the total number of books published. So this is where we at right here, right? Total number of books published in the U.S. In 2025 with ISBN numbers jumped 32.5% over 2024. So I'm assuming, based off of the stuff and the titles that I've seen that are going to come out, it's going to get even bigger. It's going to get even bigger. So, and I'm going to push it to more than 4 million books, according to statistics compiled by Bowker or Bowker. I don't know. The increase was led by self-published works, not AI, self-published. So check that out. That's interesting, right? It was about self-published works. So check that out. You know what's interesting about that? So we just looked at the conference that's going to be coming out, and the concern is how, or was, still kind of is to some people, how AI is going to take over per se, right? And take a lot of their jobs, which at first it did. That's why you saw a whole bunch of slop getting put out there, a whole bunch of this, whole bunch of that. And they was trying to use that. A lot of people was trying to use AI to be able to cover up being the artist. Like, they was trying to use that to replace artists being image-wise, artists being authors. They was trying to use that. It didn't work because now 4 million, that's a big jump over 2024. 4 million more copies were sold by self-publishers. I mean, self-publishers got to work. They was like, hey, you ain't gonna outdo us. Got to work on it. So that's good. So back to it. Now it says, let's see. So that means, okay, right here. The increase was led by self-published works for which the number of print and ebooks, including those without BI or BISAC codes, soared 38.7% to more than 3.5 million from the 2.5 million in 2024. The number of traditionally published books released in 2025 rose 6.6% to 642,242 from 602,428 in 2024. That's good. That's big. That total includes another big number, 310,000, that were released with BISAC codes, properly released, in other words, which are used to help classify the categories where books belong, right? So there was a much smaller discrepancy among self-published books, suggesting that self-published authors have recognized the importance of using BISAC for discovery purposes. So those who actually do self-publishing, they realize that they need a BISAC, which helps place where the books go, the categories. And it was like, okay, well, we need that so it can be proper marketing. And it actually has some backing with it, some strong backing. So Andrew Kovacs, product marketing managers for Bowker, offered a number of possible factors driving the rebound of self-published books in 2025, which had fallen in 2024 from 2023 levels. So it just went up year by year. He posited, am I looking at that right? He posited that one reason for the increase is the growing availability and adoption of new tools in the author community, aka AI. That's what it is. Writer's block, help fill in the gap, so on and so forth. A lot more people are reading. That's good. Because a lot of stuff that you watch on Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, what else? Um, yeah, all of the other little funky ones, right? All of the other ones. A lot of stuff that you read on there, um, they have a lot, or not read, watch on there. They have a lot of those they got from books. So a lot of the things that they had got from books, they put on TV. They wound up messing it up though. Like I had did a video on my channel regarding The Hobbit, and man, the book. I always used to hear that too. The book is way better. The book is way better than. It's way better than the movies. That's my opinion. It's way better than the movies. Cause you know how you know when you into something. You know how when you know you into a book, when you can just like sit back, for example, right? You just sit back and you get comfortable, and you get your favorite drink, right? I like usually getting coffee, or I get some wine if I wanted that or something, right? You get that, and then you just get involved with the atmosphere of the book that it has. And I like to do it. Usually, how I like to do my books is I like to get the actual book, the hard copy, right? Um, and I like to get the audio book. Like for example, I have a book here. Hold on, let me, cause it's behind me. I'm gonna have a bookshelf right here in a second. I'm gonna build one right there. But I have a book called The Fourth Wing. Hold on. So, right, I have a book called The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Now this book went platinum. You don't usually use that term, boy. But now I do a lot, right? Obviously, as y'all can see, I'm doing a podcast and everything like that. I have a lot that I got going on here, and a lot of things else outside of this. But that's a lot, right? For people who are discouraged by it, right? That's a lot. There's over 500 pages inside of this book alone, right? Now, I'll do it without the audiobook because I have done it before plenty of times, right? But I like to think of it like this to say why I actually went further, because audiobooks also is in this. It just didn't include inside the stats. I like to see what is the atmosphere. What's the atmosphere that they're trying to create for the book that they wrote? What's the atmosphere for it? And so the voice actor that they chose to read it, maybe if they have because some audiobooks, not all, some audiobooks actually have the music behind the scene in it. I want to see what is the atmosphere you want us to see out of what you wrote. And so I get the audiobook with it. And you just get involved with it, man. I'm telling you. Those of y'all who don't do it, jump on board with this extra 4 million, you know. But I want to keep on reading on. I want to keep on reading on with this. Right? So let's go down a little bit. Okay, that's the numbers. It's not a long read at all. So right here, this is where we at. The fact that every aspect of the publishing process, once available only through traditional publishers, can now be obtained from a self-publishing service providers at a comparable level of quality, right, is likely the key driver in lifting output, Kovacs says, which is good. That means a lot of people that wanted to do book like they want to actually have their own book, and therefore to really get out there, they have the opportunity even more so now because self-publishing is that much bigger. It's almost similar to how gaming, for example, right? Watch this. Like gaming, IGN, I guess Kotaku, a lot of these other ones, I forget them. Game, something weekly. I forget the name of it. But anyways, those of y'all who play games a lot, y'all know what I'm talking about. They were like the main sources of how you'd get your news about games, whether it be reviews, any kind of critiques or whatever the case is. It would always come from those main ones. Over time, especially because they always had podcasters, but especially 2020 and afterward, a lot of podcasters really start to put belt to ass regarding those publishers by putting out their own content, and people want to get that real feel from a person and then get that out instead. So that is similar to what I'm seeing here, how they have main publishers who was able to put your stuff out. But now you're starting to see a lot of self-publishers come out and put their own things out, which I know, again, a couple of authors, and they put their own stuff out, and it's doing phenomenal. It's doing great. It's doing well. So that right there is another indication, even in this world of publishing books, just like how they have the world of those who play games, the world of those who only talk about the movies, so on and so forth. That shows that that's a positive. That's a good thing. That means people always want to do it, and now are going to have the chance to do it. That's good. So right here, these new tools, Kovacs continue, help authors not only write and publish books, but distribute and market them as well. And in time, I'll also help with that as well. And again, the app I'm gonna show y'all later. And the ease to publish the same title in different formats, be it hardcover, paperback, or ebook, all of which require a unique ISBN, is another reason for the increase in the number of books published, Kovacs said. The most popular genres of self-published titles, the vast majority of which are published as ebooks, remain generally consistent. In 2025, the top 5 genres were fiction, juvenile nonfiction, games and activities, juvenile fiction, and travel. So those are the 5. So one of these sounded like it was more than one, but it was actually one. Games and activities is one of them. And then it had juvenile fiction and travel, which I'm surprised it didn't say teen fiction. That has a lot of shows coming out on Netflix and HBO currently. I'm surprised they didn't say that one. But anyways, these categories, along with self-help, accounted for over half of the increase in book output last year. So one of the things I can definitely say for this in particular, I wrote a book. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about now. You'll be surprised that I was the one that wrote it. It was about herbs and how you can use it to better help your body. I should share it. I might on here, by the way, because you want to be healthy. Okay, you want to be healthy. So before I say what I'm gonna say, let me see the stats. So this is the stats from 2022 all the way up until now. So all the way up until 2025. So okay, that's good. That's good. Good stuff. So one of the things that I looked at, seeing that the self-publishing, right, like on Barnes and Noble, so Be In Press, that's how you actually get to have your book published from the Barnes and Noble site, and then they give you options: hardcover, softcover, ebook, whatever. They give you that. They have all of the publishing that's there, ready-made for you, ready to go. I tried it, and it even gives you all of how much you would make. It tells you how you can publish it there, all in the click of a button. So if anything, the worry that the authors had about AI, you can really shift that for the worry that the publishers would have being able to self-publish unless they came out with their own platform. But even still, even without that, people that have podcasts like this one that I have, they're going to push books that they see that look good. Like, for example, I'll give you a good example. On the one that's here, right, this looks good. I don't know what this is. That looks good. The Fall of Radiance. What is this? Probably shouldn't click ads on the site like this, right? Would I get a virus? Legends aren't supposed to be real. Fall of Radiance. I want to see it. Okay, Fall of Radiance. Now, this is just an example. Blake Arthur Peel. Is he known? Let me see. Hold on, wait. Just to be an example to what we just read. Blake Arthur Peel. Let me look. I want to see if this guy is actually is known, for example, because he might be self-published. Maybe not, because he probably actually said it on there. I may have missed it. It's all good. Blake Arthur. That was his name? Yeah, Arthur. Okay. Peel. Okay. Okay, white guy. He does fantasy books. Oh, he has a couple of books. I never really read his stuff. All right. He's a fantasy author. I never read his stuff. Okay, Doombringers. I did hear about Doombringers. Okay. All right. So he's known. This guy's known. This guy's known. But we could actually look at this. Decline. Thank you. So it says the barrier between worlds is broken. Only he knows the truth. Experience the beginning of a thrilling epic fantasy series in Ranger's Oath, where friendship fights failure and the monsters thought to be only legends. That looks dope. That looks fire. I think I might look into that right there. And I actually got points on my Amazon account to where I can actually get the audio book just with a click of a button. All right, bet. Yeah, that looks dope. I might actually try that out. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I might actually try that out. So if y'all actually want to see that, thumbs up. If y'all want to see that, because I'm down for doing that. That looks pretty good. Okay. All right.